Tupu nwata ọ bụrụ ọgaranya. Okay, let's see. What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without fear. Where we encourage us to live our lives and live it well through the knowledge of factual truth because it's our lives. And personally, I encourage you to enjoy your life wherever you are. Right, let's go. I'm sharing with us what I titled Unnatural Order. Unnatural Order. I've been sharing on this aspect because that's a part of being woke. You know, trying to know, understand nature, live wisely, naturally. You know, not living by faith, not living or not having belief, but living by knowledge, the knowledge of factual truth, which is the only knowledge that can truly set us free from bondage. Bondage of God, bondage of spirituality, bondage of religion, bondage of belief system, bondage of faith. Yes, they are bondage. And that's why I see many people addicted to it. And it seems like, you know, it is impossible for them to come out of it. It is not impossible because I was once like them. I was once a believer. I was once a minister of the gospel. I was once a preacher of God and Jesus as our creator and our savior. I used to believe everything you believe today. I used to do even better than you or more than you. But the main thing is this. No one can know something for you. You have to dare to know it yourself. If you don't know, you know, you remain in slavery. It's not any devil keeping you in any slavery or bondage, or it's just lack of knowledge. You lack that knowledge. Because when you gain knowledge, you will no longer be beating your enemies or, you know, hating yourself for imaginary being. You begin to live a true life. When you say you have faith in God, that is a natural thing. When you say you believe in Jesus, that's a natural thing. When you say you want to marry, that's a natural thing. When you say you want to be killing, you know, your own people, that's a natural thing. So there are things you have to understand when it comes to yourself. Okay, so but when it comes to you and your enemies, you must be stupid to love your enemies because your enemies will never care about you. So why are you loving them? Care for yourself, care about yourself, and resist your enemies. Fight your enemies to gain your freedom. Anyone who comes to control you, anyone who comes to rule over you is your enemy. Whether you call that person or that thing God or husband or master, Lord, you know, that is your enemy. And that's why they taught you to love your enemies. When you love your enemies, you'll be obeying them. That's why they ask slaves to obey their masters. Slave masters are the enemies to slaves. The slave, if you care about people, you will never buy them as property, you will never use them, you never rule over them. If you care about people, you'll be practicing empathy, not morality, not dominion, not superiority, not privilege, not all this evil going on in the world today. A majority of us accepted it as the right thing. Oh, so long it's not affecting me badly, so long it's not me that is suffering it, I'm okay. No, you are not. Because you will also suffer that, whether you like it or not. If you can speak up against it, there is chances you will not suffer them. If you can stand against it, there is chances that you will end it because it is evil. Let us rise up, speak out, and fight against all these unnatural things that people have normalized. They use the laws and commandments they made to make all this evil seem to be great for people, but they are not. Anything that is not natural hurts us, including the shoes we wear, including the clothes we wear, including the cars we drive. These things hurt us because they are not natural. You may say, no, they are not hurting us. Yes, they do. You that don't have car, you don't know, how you saving your even your health. When I came to America newly, they say that it's like when if you don't have car before, I learned it first in America. You see why some people, even if they have car, they don't like want to drive it to certain places, especially unless where it's far distance. So because anything that is not natural is supposed to be temporal, but everything of nature is eternal. Okay, but many people have made it. Some of you, all your life, you have not even walked on your bare feet. You have been wearing shoes all your life. And when you get to your house don't have nature, don't have that connection with nature. So you are not, you may walk bare feet in your room, but or your house. It's not connecting you to nature. There is this the reason why you are part of nature, and when you don't wear shoes, you are connected to nature. There is something you're communicating with nature too, because you are part and parcel of it, as they always say. So I want to focus on this issue of men and women, and that we keep talking about it because the more we talk about it, the more people begin to reason for themselves, think for themselves, and begin to come in terms with us, begin to think critically. So welcome. Man having dominion over woman is not a natural order. It's not a natural thing. I've been here. Always Facebook admin always restrict my account, but I'm always here. So welcome. I've been making videos since Friday night. Okay, so this is Monday morning already. I've been making. I think this is the third video I'm making. Okay, and I post daily. But Facebook, even this one I'm using, they keep telling me that I'm restricted. But I say let me continue to see if it works or not. When I use my laptop, it complains. But when I use my phone, it doesn't. But I'm still using the laptop now, despite that. Okay, so we're supposed to know that man having dominion over woman or ruling over woman is evil. It's evil system of white males, white men. The white men brought the idea of dominion, the concept of dominion, having dominion. That's why they created God, having dominion. God, they tell you that God has dominion over man, but there is no God. This is why they tell you that, so that women will not feel bad, being under men, but we accept it as okay. That's the order. That's the natural order. So they put God on top, man under God, then woman under man, and the children under woman. That's wrong. That is evil. Man, woman, and their children are equal. They're supposed to be living fairly, living equally, practicing equity or empathy, not morality, not spirituality, not religion, not divine, not supernatural, not God, but you. You are above God. Okay, you're welcome. I'm always here, even on our WhatsApp group. I thought I saw you, was it yesterday, asking for admins to put somebody there. I'm always online, even at work. I'm online. I'm always online. Unless I can choose sometimes not to be online. It's my choice. So welcome to Bible study. Let's read where they get this dominion from. I'm reading from Genesis. Of course, whenever you're talking about God, that's the origin of God. In the beginning of God, that's all about Genesis. It's not about real thing that happened. It's not about historical facts. It's not about how people should live their life naturally. No, it's all about dominion. So in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, it said, Then God said, Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion. Dominion is the image and likeness of God. Man, you are not the image of God. Woman, you are not the image of God. Man, you are not the likeness of God. Woman, you are not the likeness of God. Man, you are nature. Woman, you are nature. Woman, you are not a piece of rib from man's rib. You are not. And man, you don't have any power over woman. You don't have any advantage over woman. Woman is not your problem, and you are not woman's problem. Both of you supposed to coexist equally in equity and fairness. Anything that separates man from woman is evil. Do you see what they tell you when it comes to their marriage? They tell you that what their God has joined together, let no man put asunder, which I show you that divorce proves that is a lie. But they borrow it from natural order that man and woman have. Nothing should separate man from woman. Nothing should separate men from women. That's why cult is evil. That's why religion is evil. That's why spirituality is evil. That's why all those things you establish, putting men apart from women, they are all evil. It doesn't matter whether you call them your culture and tradition. They are evil. And that's why I'm calling us to wake up. God said, let us make man. He did not say, let us make man and woman. Because they want to give you the idea that God created man first, which is a lie. Man is not created. Man is nature. It cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. That's why religion creates that fear. Fear of being judged, fear of being punished, fear of being destroyed. It can never happen. No God can judge any person. No God can punish any person. No God can destroy any person. If you still doubting me, look at what is happening all over the world. It is people doing all that, not any God. God is not the judge. People are the judge. Then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. All these things are lies. Man cannot have dominion over the fish of the sea. Man cannot have dominion over the birds of the air. Man cannot have dominion over the cattle. Man cannot have dominion over all the earth. Man cannot have dominion over creeping things that over things that creeps on the earth. Man cannot have dominion. That you kill some of them doesn't mean you have dominion over them. Just like that because white men enslave us doesn't mean they have dominion over us. That doesn't mean they're superior to us. So understand this. Verse 27 says, so God created man in his own image. Then after, what did he say? He said, in the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. You see the contradiction there? From him to them. And I think when you read Ezekiel chapter 4, he said when God created them, he called them Adam. Let me read it before I come back to this one. Because, you see now, I think it's here, right? Or is it chapter 5? Okay, I think it's chapter 5. I want to show you this. He said, this is the book of the genealogy of Adam. So it's not the genealogy of Africans or black people. It's mainly for Adam. He said, in the day that God created man, he made him in the likeness of God to have dominion like God. He created them male and female and blessed them and called them mankind in the day they were created. Another word for mankind is Adam, I think so. Let me read it with the King James Version. You see, Adam. Verse 2 of Genesis chapter 5. He said, male and female, male and female created he them and blessed them and called their name Adam. So Adam is a name, not a person. It's a name given to them. So woman is Adam, man is Adam. Another word for Adam, they say here, is mankind. Africans are not part of mankind. White people are the mankind. Africans are the original. We are nature kind, not mankind. We are nature kind, not God kind. Not Adam kind, sorry. He said God called their name Adam in that day when they were created. So when you say God created Adam first, when he tell you again that God called them Adam, male and female. So the idea that a man is superior to woman is false. It's totally false. Let's go back to chapter 1. Then verse 28, to show you that man, the dominion you're talking about has nothing to do with anything nature. It's evil. It is man taking advantage or ruling over women. He said, and God blessed them, and God said unto say unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Let me go back to New King James Version. So I just show you where the root of dominion. God is the root of dominion. Dominion is evil. God is evil. Everything of God is evil. According to Isaiah chapter 45 verse 7, he creates evil because evil comes from his evil. God creates evil because God is evil. Then, chapter 2. I'm showing you something, and I want you to understand it. That's why I'm taking my time to read it from their book for them also to see or understand what I'm saying and begin to think for themselves. Verse 16 and 17, and the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. Remember, in chapter 1, I show you that God created them to have dominion, to be like God. God is dominion. Dominion is God, and that is evil. So God created them, right? God blessed them. God asked them, both of them, to subdue the earth. He did not ask man to subdue the woman or woman to subdue the man. But I'm showing you something. I'm still going on, right? Because if you don't know the Bible or understand the Bible, you can't withstand believers or Bible believers, Bible defenders, Bible quoters. That's why when they quote one, I quote 10. They call me names. They say, even Satan know the Bible. That's bullshit. If Satan know the Bible, let him speak. Let him come and preach it. Let's see. Let him come and say it. Let's see. Devil don't exist, just like your God doesn't exist. God commanded the saying, of every tree you will eat, obey the tree of knowledge of knowledge. You will not eat it, for in the day you eat it, you will die. In the day you eat it, you will not pass that day you eat it. You will die. That's what their book say. I want you to know that in nature, nothing of nature dies. Everything of nature increases and transforms. Use yourself as example. Use your fellow human being as example. A God whose supernatural power only seen in just a book is equal to God who never exists. Of course, fact. God made them, asked them to have dominion over to subdue the earth, not to subdue one another, not to have dominion. So, when did man start having dominion over woman? Chapter 3 of Genesis. Genesis chapter 3 from verse 1. I will read to verse 7. Remember, God said the day they eat that fruit, they will surely die. All right? And I've shown you, like walking you through to see that they're supposed to be equal. They're supposed to be fair to one another, not lopsided, no hierarchy. Man and the woman, he said male and female created, he said he blessed them and give them dominion to subdue the earth. Not woman being submissive to man, and not man ruling over woman. Let me show you. Now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. So who made the serpent cunning? If God was the one that created the serpent, who made that devil cunning? Where did being con come from? Or being cunning? Where did it come from? Then God, and God said to the woman, I mean, not God, serpent. The serpent said to the woman, has God indeed said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? It's not a trick question. It's a simple question. And the woman said to the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, knowledge, in the midst of the garden, in the brain, that's where knowledge is. God said, don't eat that tree, that knowledge, in the brain. That's the function of brain. God has said, you shall not eat it, nor shall you touch it, lest you die. Then the serpent said to the woman, you will not surely die. Is it not what pastors are preaching today? You shall not die. Is it not what believers, Christians especially, believe today? When they declare, I shall not die, but live, and to declare the glory of God, you are repeating the words of the serpent, which you call the devil. According to you Christians, Satan the serpent said, you will not surely die. And that is eternal fact. Man cannot die. Woman cannot die. For God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened. But he lied to you. God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be open and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. It is there God stopped them from knowing good and evil. God lied to them, tell them they will die instead. They will die instead. God's supposed to tell them what will actually happen, but God is a liar and the father of all liars. Father of lies and all liars. That's God. For God knows, but he lied to you. The same way your pastor knows there is no God, but he keep lying to you. Your minister of God knows there is no God. They have not seen God, but they keep lying to you that God called them. God speaks to them. They have seen God. They are liars because they are of God. Everyone that comes to you in the name of God is a liar and a thief. Wake up. So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, this is what, again, the concept of God does to your brain. It blinds you to yourself. It blinds you to factual truth. All this while, the woman, because of the commandment of God, the woman dare not look at the tree. Talk less to say, okay, let me research this. Let me find out if this thing God said is true. Or why did he say we should not eat of this tree? Let me go see what makes that tree special or different from other trees. But after the serpent exposed God to them, after the serpent gave them the knowledge of God, before the serpent, Adam and Eve had no knowledge of God. They were walking blindly naked in the garden of God. They cannot exceed beyond that garden. They cannot prosper beyond that garden. They remain in that garden, although they are naked and poor there. They say it is well. Every church is the garden of Eden. Every religion is garden of Eden. And the people in it are naked and vulnerable. They don't know anything. They're ignorant. After the serpent talked to them like God knows, but God don't want you to know. Although he claimed to be your creator, he cannot teach you anything. Then the woman, that's when the woman saw that the tree was very good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise. She took of its fruit and ate. She did not die. She also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. They did not die. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, according to what the serpent said. That is what the factual truth does. It opens your eyes if you dare to research, if you dare to question, if you dare to do what they ask you don't do in the name of God. Of course, Bible is a story, evil storybook, not just like, if it's like the novels we have today, we better. This one is evil, like they use it to enslave people, they use it to convert people, they use it to rob people, they use it to control people, rule over people. Then the eyes of both of them were opened. Not one eye is open and the other one didn't open. So why are you blaming the woman and not the man? Why are you saying the woman is the one that transgressed and brought forth to man? Why both of them ate it and their eyes were opened? What happened when their eyes opened? They knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves coverings. Before this, they don't know how to make anything. This is what knowledge does. As a believer in God, you are not doing anything, but when you have knowledge, you do great things. Because you cannot build anything by faith. You cannot build anything by believing. You build everything by knowledge. So this is in the Old Testament, and I've shown you from chapter 1, 2, and 3 of Genesis, how God created them. And when man begin to have dominion over woman, according to their book. Okay. Then when you read down, after they ate it, right? Then God came and asked Adam, this is where they subjugated women, and it's still going on today. He said to the woman, God said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your conception. For those of you that say this is God's curse upon woman, in other words, God is also the source of curse. Curse is not from Satan. Curse is not from the serpent. Curse is not from the devil. Curse is not from man. Curse is not from woman. Every curse is from God. Every curse have their root in God. Without God, there is no curse. There is no curse in nature. God cursed the woman and said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your conception. This is illusion. Women's having pain in pain, maybe when they have sex or when they conceive or when they have their period, has nothing to do with any cause. It's a natural thing. Learn it from animals too. Since you believe it was only human being that sinned against God and God put that curse upon the woman, look at the female animals too. They have the same things. They go through the same thing woman goes through to have a child. He said, in pain you shall bring forth children. That's the normal thing. You cannot bring forth anything without pain. Show me something you can do without pain. I will tell you that thing is, it doesn't exist. Show me that thing. You can actually do. You can achieve that thing without pain. You can have that thing without pain. In nature, pain is necessary. It is not a sin. It's not wrong. But they taught you that pain is wrong. Then telling you that when you die and go to heaven, that's when you will no longer have pain. And you believe them. Pain is part of nature. No pain, no gain. You cannot have any gain without pain. Aka kpara nkwa ya kwuo okwu. If you don't beat the drum, it will not make any sound. Your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you. This is where the subjugated woman, the first place, the subjugated woman is here. Did I say the first place? I think the second place. The first place was in chapter 2, where he said that God, open man's rib and take a piece of bone there to create a woman. That is a lie. That is evil. So this is why you see Christians believing this bullshit, subjugating women, telling women should not speak in their church. Let us go to New Testament to confirm this. 1 Timothy chapter 3. 1 Timothy chapter 3. 1 Timothy chapter 3. Let me read from 8, or chapter 2. Let me read 8 to end from verse 8. He said, I desire therefore that the men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands, not without women. He said, men. When it comes to prayer, the only prayer Bible God can answer is that prayer of men, not prayer of women. Because a woman is supposed to be under men, and the men will represent women before God, as the women represent men before children. You see the evil dominion these people created. He said, I desire therefore that the men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands, without wrath and doubting. Women don't have holy hands. If you read the Revelation chapter 14, verse 4, this is what they're talking about. Only men have holy hands. Have you looked at the Catholic Church? Women cannot be priests there. There are some cultures and traditions they establish everywhere in the world against women. In like manner also, then this is what he has for women. But men everywhere supposed to pray, lifting up holy hands. But in like manner also, that the women adorn themselves in moderate apparel. How about men? Why are you telling women how to dress and you are not telling men how to dress? Why? That is evil. That is subjugation. That's why you see people, men controlling powers, men in authority, making things against abortion. Anything that will make a woman not suffer, they are against it. They say, no, she's supposed to be having pain. She's supposed to be suffering. We make law to favor us over her. Women started voting in America recently. Women started having maybe certain job in America recently. You're not talking about outside America. Go to Saudi Arabia, see how they treat women there. Go to places where you have Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. See how they are treating women there. Women adorn themselves in the modest apparel with propriety and moderation, not with braided hair or gold or pearls of costly clothing. Evil people. But which is proper for women professing godliness with good works. Let a woman learn in silence with all submission. That is evil. And I do not permit a woman to teach or to have authority over a man, but to be in silence. That is evil. For Adam was formed first, then Eve. It's a lie. If I read that Genesis chapter 1 because I know I'm getting to this place. God created Adam and Eve, the man and the woman, or men and female at the same time. And there, I did not say that he created Adam first before Eve. It's in chapter 2, they say now, God opened rib cage and borrowed, took a piece of bone from Adam to create woman, or to create Eve. But I read it also in chapter 5, verse 2, right, of Genesis. He said that in the day God created them, he called them Adam, both of them. But here I tell you that Adam was formed first, then Eve. It's a lie. And Adam was not deceived. It's a lie. No, Eve was not deceived too. Show me in that Genesis where Eve was deceived. She was not deceived. The serpent did not deceive Eve. Everything the serpent said happened. God deceived Adam and Eve, lying to them, forbidding them from knowing. God is the one that deceived Adam and Eve, and they were naked until the serpent came and opened their eyes. Then they clothed themselves. You call it deception. But it's not. It's something that is still happening today. Whatever those ministers of God are declaring is a lie. Everything they are preaching is a lie. Everything. Both the one that is, it doesn't matter, like Abel Damina and the other ministers in Nigeria, no matter how they are preaching it or trying to rename it or remodel it, it's all lie. He said Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived fell into transgression. It's a lie. Both of them ate the fruit. Both of them found out they were naked. Both of them clothed themselves. Eve did not become naked first and tell Adam, oh, you see you are naked too. No, both of them ate the fruit, their eyes open. He said, nevertheless, she will be saved. No, she will not even be saved as man do. The same thing that happened in Exodus chapter 21, verse 7. He said, a female slave cannot go free as a male slave. Think about it. And he's telling you here, instead of, they say that by faith, you know, you will be you are saved. By faith we are saved. No, by grace we are saved through faith, right? Yeah. By grace we are saved through, that's Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. Please, I'm still remembering that one. It's every man and woman is supposed to be saved by grace through faith, according to Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. But he said, nevertheless, she will be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith, love, and holiness with self-control. This is why you see women dedicated in the service of God, going to church, although they are not permitted to be priests, but you see them going to Catholic church. They tell them, no, you can be nuns, you can be sisters, but you cannot be priests. This is where they get it. They didn't say, oh, she will be saved by grace through faith. No, he said, she will be saved in childbearing. Have you seen any woman saved in childbearing? No, because they don't need to be saved in childbearing. But they say that can happen if they continue in faith, love, and holiness with self-control. Many women never even pass faith. Talk less of love, holiness, and self-control. That's why you see many of them died there. They die in that religion too, without freeing themselves, because they are struggling, trying to continue in faith, love, and holiness with self-control. How about men? Every promise of God or faith can only be real after you are dead. That's why every promise of God is calm. Every word of God is calm. And people that embrace it are practicing that, what do you call it? Stockholm syndrome. But it's a Ponzi scheme. And you see them defending that scam that has calmed them. Belief system taught us that man is the image of God and woman a piece of man's rib. So woman must be submissive to man. My people, take your time, read again Numbers chapter 30. These things are there. A woman is not born to be free in spirituality and in religion. They were born to remain submissive to men. If she's not married, she's under the authority of her father. If she's married, she's under the authority of her husband. So why can't a man be the same way under the authority of a woman if both of them were created by the same God? But they subjugated women, and today majority of women think it's okay. It's okay. It's not. And that's why I'm calling you to wake up. Become Delilah. We need Delilahs today to slay all these men of God. We need Delilahs to kill all these Samsons today. Samson was evil man going about killing people until a woman ended his reign. That's why we need women to wake up, and women are waking up. I'm happy. Soon, America will have their first female president. That many people thought it can never happen. It will never happen. Who tell you that? There was time when women were not voting in America. They are voting today. There was time black people were not voting in America. They are voting today. Nothing men built outside nature that lasts. Every system that man has established must collapse. The reason why it seems like our own slavery is remaining permanent because we keep believing their lies, keep believing the God they gave to us. We need to wake up so that we can free ourselves. Nature teaches us that man and woman are partners. Both born, not created, not conditioned, but born to live in equality, in equity, and in fairness. Man is not the head of woman, and woman is not the neck or wife of man. Say no to subjugation. Say no to subduing women under men. My fellow men, join me. Let us stop this subjugation. Enough is enough. I have married twice, but I say I will never marry again. Do I have a woman? Yes. Is she my wife? No. She's my partner. If she's my wife, I'll be monitoring, even put some surveillance over her, telling people, monitor her for me. She's in Nigeria, I'm in America. Monitor her. I don't. I tell her, you want to have sex, go ahead, have sex with whoever you want. But in marriage, you are limited, you are bound. Because marriage is slavery. Man cannot exist or live without woman, and woman cannot exist or live without man. Both are two sides of a coin, or two wings of a bird. Empathy is what you show when you care. It is in morality you have love, which is fake feelings. Morality is fake living. They tell they I love you, but they actually hate you. They say they are good, but actually evil. That's because God is the creator of what? Good and evil. But in nature, there's no good and evil. In nature, it is all negative and positive, and both of them work together. Woman is positive, man is negative. That's why the woman carries the baby to term, or carries the child to term, not the man. Because woman is the positive, man is the negative. But they flip it, saying that man is the positive, woman is the negative, and the man should rule over woman. No. Positive don't rule over negative, and negative don't rule over positive. Both of them join hands together to achieve great things for themselves. If a man can buy or marry a woman, why can't a woman buy or marry a man? Even the thing you are calling polygamy, you are not practicing polygamy, you are practicing polygyny. A man having multiple wives. But in polygamy, a man can have multiple wives and a woman can have multiple husbands. That's polygamy. That's balance. But all this polygyny, only man can have multiple wives, but not woman. Only man can marry a woman cannot marry a man. That's bullshit. Imagine a man paid a bride price over your head. You saying you married him. No, you cannot marry a man. in a is it how do they call it, patriarchal system. We are not property to be purchased or owned. Read Exodus 21, 7 to 11 and see, if, or 1 to 11. People become property for why? Why? Why should anybody be a property of another person? Also, Leviticus chapter 25, he talk about the same thing there. Owning somebody as your property is evil. Owning a slave is evil. Making slave of people is evil. It doesn't matter how you try to get it or try to because you're married and have children. You don't know what to say. You don't want us to go that. I have a daughter too, and I have a woman too. We don't need marriage to live together. We don't need marriage to have children. Marriage is evil, is slavery, is subduing women. Any happy wife is a happy slave. The reason why a woman should think and see that no, you claiming to be happy is fake happiness. You are not happy in marriage. Because a man will not allow himself to obey you as you obeying him. Because you are just obeying the man. But the man is not obeying you. But in partnership, that's where both is supposed to be 50-50. Two of you agree to do something, you achieve it. Not a woman depending on a man. I'm looking for a man to marry me, say you can provide for me. You talk a woman. I talk to a woman. I like you. Can we be friends? Can you take care of me? No man should be taking care of you, and no woman should be taking care of you. People take care of themselves. It's supposed to be mutual, not lopsided. It's supposed to be balanced, not imbalanced. Religion and marriage are part of slavery system and unnatural order. I like this. So all this dominion that they created is all evil, making a woman to be under man. As a man, let me ask you this. Are you greater than your mother? Are you greater than your mother as a man? If you, whatever answer you have, it will show who you are. If you say, yes, you are greater than your mother, you are evil. But if you say, no, you are not greater than your mother, then you are reasoning well. Begin to apply it to every woman. You are not greater than any woman. You are not greater than your girlfriend. You are not greater than your wife. So stop subjugating them. Stop ruling over them. Marriage turns women into slaves, which is called wives, who love their chains. Oh, I love it because he's providing for me. When I'm pregnant, he take me places, he buy me everything I want. You see the cars my husband buy for me. Oh, my husband loves me so much. He cares about me so much. They love their subjugation because of provision. They like a man owning them as a property because of provision. I don't blame them because it started with their father. Their father refused to let them be established. If your father had taken care of you, you wouldn't need to marry. You wouldn't need to marry any man. And because of that subjugation, you see women practicing Stockholm syndrome. That's the havoc of marriage, havoc of spirituality, havoc of religion, subjugating women or subduing women under men. That is evil. Let us begin to live natural because we are nature. We are not spiritual. We are not spirits to live spiritual. We are not. We are living beings. We are nature. Especially we Africans. We are nature. And nothing can change that or end that. We are forever the original. Gordon.